Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel where today we are going to be continuing exactly where we left off in the last video. Like literally, if you guys saw the last video, you know, where I basically said peace out and whatnot, you know, my usual bye-bye. Yeah, I'm recording around 20 seconds after I clicked the recording off button. So let's stop talking about that, right? Let's get onto the grinding. So what are we going to be doing in today's video? Well, we are going to be hopefully maxing out the game once again. I mean, I don't believe we have that many hidden runes left. In fact, if I go ahead and pop up the rune order on the screen, and then we have a look over here. If I'm not mistaken, right now we are, I think, somewhere over here, near the Vanta, or maybe not. Hold on. I know a lot of these runes are like at the Galactic rune, but yeah, maybe I am wrong. Maybe we still have a long way to go. Whatever, it's fine. We'll find out in today's video. Once again, if you guys do end up enjoying the series, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's, I guess, go ahead and jump into this. Alright, so first things first, the first hidden rune that we need to work on right now is going to be Oblivion. So let's quickly head on over to, I guess, the talent tree, because, you know, it's in the polychrome rune, meaning that we just need to stand over here. And then I guess let's quickly stand here until we max this out. Now, in this case, in order to max this out, we need to get 50,000 rune bulk. Now, that shouldn't take too long, at least hopefully. So yeah, give me around probably 10-20 minutes, something like that, and then I'll catch you guys and we'll go from there. Okay, that didn't take as long as expected. All right, we now have 50k rune bulk, right? Which in other words puts our RPS at 7.14 QNVT. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Oblivion, right? It did actually unlock a secret talent right up here. Now, this one apparently increases rune speed in exchange for Robux tokens, which I don't exactly have that many at the moment, but hey, let's just go ahead and buy a few of these. So let's just stand on this and okay, we're out of Robux tokens. The price didn't even increase that much, which is really good. And as well, we now have a 5x rune speed boost, which if we have a look over here, is it a 5x? Yes, it's approximately 5 times better. Alright, I think that's perfect for the next rune, which is going to be, if I just quickly open up the other thing on my side monitor, it's going to be Immortality in the 5 million royal rune. Now, the problem with this one is that apparently the chances of it is 1 in 20 SXVT, which, yeah, that's almost 100 times rarer. Sorry, not even 100 times, 1,000 times rarer. Meaning that, do I have a solid chance of getting this within like the next, I guess 10-20 minutes? Probably not, actually. It might even take a few hours. But hey, you know what? It's fine, because I decided, you know what? Since I never really do like time lapses in these kinds of videos, let's go ahead and do one. I mean, do I really have anything to lose? No, not at all. So yeah, let's just quickly make sure that all of my potion thingies are on. So let's head on down here. All right, I have 24 minutes right now, which if I just quickly pop on a few more, that shouldn't be too bad. And now I guess, yep, the recording is still going on. That is absolutely amazing. Let's, I guess, start a time lapse until, I don't know, maybe I get something, maybe I don't get something. Again, I don't even really know what this kind of rune will give me. Hold on, let me go ahead and have a look at this, right? So the 5 million royal rune. If we go ahead and have a look at what exactly this one gives, right? So it is going to be Divinity, Prosperity, Immortality. It's going to be a 1.00005x, but it's to the power. Oh, okay, I get it now. That makes sense. Let's start the time lapse of me sacrificing my youth in order to get one singular hidden rune. And I guess I'll catch you guys probably later. I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't take as long as I think it will. Well, that's pretty cool. We already managed to get one. Let's see if we can get a bunch more by the next time that you guys see me. And alright, just like that, we were able to do a lot of rune hatching. As you guys can see, we have 88.42 trillion immortality, meaning that we have this basically maxed out, which then allowed me to spend another probably around 24 hours working on the next rune on our grinding, which was actually going to be this one, Vanta. Now, as you guys can see, this one gives me 3 million rune speed, 3 rune bulk, and 1 ticket. Now, obviously, it doesn't actually give 1 ticket. It's just I need to get more RPS, you know, more rune speed, and then come back to it later. So yeah, I guess that means that once we go ahead and go on to the next rune, which I believe is going to be the Arctic rune, yeah, we need to get all of that sorted. However, just before we go ahead and do that, I do want to let you guys know about a little strategy that I've been cooking up. Now, this is going to be over here. Now, you guys know how there are like secret talents hidden around the map and stuff? Well, yeah, highly recommend you get this one because it's really been helping me out a lot. Like, for example, every time I AFK overnight, right, and get myself like a bunch of Robux tokens and then I spend them here, it's basically allowed me to get, every single time I click this button, I get like a 5 times rune speed boost or something close to that. For example, have a look over here, right? 1.39k, I have 763 Robux tokens, and then once I go ahead and spend them all, it's 4k, which is approximately 4 times better. Now, obviously, keep in mind that when originally the price was like 40 and 30 Robux tokens, so I was getting more originally. But yeah, highly recommend that you guys get this stuff, and as well, not only that, make sure you are getting the secret stuff, because have a look at this, for example. The loot seeker stat gives me rune bulk. The hail seeker stat gives me rune speed. And one last thing that I do want to mention is actually going to be found in Realm 2. You guys remember the Chromium levels? Well, on the guide that I'm reading, oftentimes it does say like wait and then do like all of your Chromium leveling thingy all at the same time. Well, I do kind of disagree, right? Because look at it this way. Every single time you get a Chromium level, not only are you going to be getting even more Chromium, but as well, not only that, you are also going to be getting a bunch of other stuff. For example, 0.01x rune bulk. Like, keep in mind, originally I believe at like maybe the beginning of the video or like the previous video, this used to be level 150, right? Well, yeah, since I've been hopping on this button every like 1 or 2 new hidden runes, I've managed to get myself up to level 258, which is around like 200 Chromium levels, which is like a 2x rune bulk boost. So yeah, whatever my rune RPS thingy is right now, it's actually 2 times more than what the guide originally wanted it to be. So yeah, always keep on checking and making sure that you head on over to the talent tree, you know, you get yourself the Chromium level as high as possible. So then that way, you know, you can vibe and start working on the next rune, which in this case, we have 13.82 TTG. I believe the chances of this rune is 1 in 30 TTG. Yeah, over here, Frostbite is going to be 1 in 30 TTG, and just confirming, it is going to be found inside of the Arctic. Yes, okay. And oh, would you look at that? Apparently, when we go ahead and get this and like max out Frostbite and max out Vanta, we can start working towards Odyssey, right? And Odyssey is actually the one that we need in order to go ahead and start rune starring the 5 million royal, which you know, it's going to be giving me rune bulk boost, lucky boost, a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, hopefully once we get all of this done and sorted, things should be moving much faster. At least, you know, I hope so. So yeah, let's get started on the grinding. Are we going to be getting any of the Frostbites? Yes, we already managed to get our first one. Let's go. So let's have a look at this bad boy. This is going to be giving me rune speed up to 100k, and as well, it unlocks a new talent. Okay, let's have a look at these secret talents. So if I'm not mistaken, Frostbite is a secret talent, right? It's not going to be like a normal talent. So yeah, let's have a look. So here is Frostbite. So you have to jump on there, go behind whatever this is, and then it will give you up to 50 million rune bulk. Okay, wow. Now it does make sense why it costs this much, because 50 million's a lot. Like, if I'm not mistaken, right now my total rune bulk is around like 102 million, I believe. Not really sure how to check, but if I remember correctly, like one of the main like runes gave me up to 100 million, and it was nowhere near anything else. So yeah, if I were to get that secret talent, it would be approximately a 50% X boost on, you know, for example, the Arctic rune, meaning that I would be up at, if it's 20 TTG, it would be around 30 TTG. And then obviously, the more of the 50 million rune bulk I get, you know, if I buy it, for example, all 8 times, then that would be, assuming that it stays at 50 million, 8 times 50 million, that's around 400 million, which is around a 4x boost. So instead of 20 TTG, it would be 80 TTG. Yeah, not gonna lie, I think I really do sound like what, you know, that nerd emoji with like their finger pointing it up, like, actually. Yeah, I do feel like that right now. Sorry if I'm like boring you guys with like my mathematics, but yeah, what I love about this Frostbite rune is that since it's not like exponential and basically every single like Frostbite rune is giving me a 0.01x increase, the longer I sit on here, then the quicker it's actually going to be giving me rune speed. Like, it's not going to be as long as exponential. Like, the difference between exponential and linear is that exponential at the start takes really long, but then around halfway through it goes up ridiculously fast. Like, for example, it would be like 0.00001 for every rune at the start, and then halfway through one rune would be like a 5x increase. But yeah, at least with linear it's kind of like OP kind of at the start, but I guess the downside is that it doesn't go up as much. Like, for example, the previous one, it went up to 3 million. This is only 100k max. But yeah, since this Frostbite rune is probably going to be taking like, what, I guess maybe 5 minutes. Wait, how many do I even need for the maximum? 10 million, which at the moment I'm at 126. Okay, maybe it's a bit longer than 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know, if needs be, I'm not gonna do anything else. So like when you guys see me again, which is probably going to be within the next hour at least, I'm not gonna touch anything, right? All I'm gonna be doing until you see me is AFKing here, nothing else. Okay, there we go. That is the Frostbite rune officially maxed out, so let's quickly step off. Now we are at 1.38 QNTG RPS, which means that we should probably head on over back to the color rune, I guess. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we're supposed to max out the Vanta, so let's have a look at this, right? Right now we are going to be, yes, finally going to be getting a tickets multiplier, which is really awesome. In this case, it's going to be maxing out at around 12 quadrillion. Now, I'm gonna be honest, do I need that much of a boost? Wait, hold on a minute, right? If I quickly step off and head on over to the Hall of Flame, or sorry, the Hall of Fame, right? And then have a look over here. So right now, you can afford this many amount of runes compared to this how many runes that I get per second. Okay, yeah, I do actually need that boost like right now. So I guess that means that's, yeah, I can't skip any progression. I do actually need to lock in and I guess, you know, stand here for probably a while. 12 quadrillion, if I'm getting 1 trillion every few seconds, is that gonna be like 4 hours? Oh no, I think that's gonna be like 4 hours. Well, hopefully someone ends up dropping like 10,000 runes on like every single global rune, so then maybe that's way I can get some of the good stuff, like maybe, I don't know, some ticket multiplier on the rage, maybe rune speed. I mean, that would be really good. And oh yeah, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I can actually go ahead and get myself the loot secret stat, which is going to be found right over here. So let's get this awesome 4.89 loot, which is going to be giving me like I think 0.04 extra rune bulk. Yeah, it's not gonna be that much, but I mean, at least I guess it's something. But yeah, back to the grinding though, since the majority of it is going to be once again just me AFKing here until, you know, I get like 12 quadrillion of the Vantas. There's not really much I can showcase to you guys, like literally. I think the only other thing I could technically do is maybe upgrade my Chromium level a little bit. However, I'm not sure if it's smart to do it right now, because I probably could easily get like maybe 50 more levels or something like that. But again, 50 levels, that's going to take probably around 10 to 20 minutes of AFKing. And all it's really going to be changing is like maybe 1.27 QNQG, like 0.20 QN, which is not really much. However, what I can do is that really soon, right, when I go ahead and get myself 300 of the tokens, I can actually go ahead and, as I showcased before, head on over to realm number 2. And if I remember correctly, we need to go back here. Yeah, so then that way... Actually, wait, no, this isn't it. This is something that's completely different. Okay, here it is. Here's the one that I was showcasing before. Yeah, the 50 million rune bulk thing. When I get 300 tokens, I might as well go ahead and get this, because I don't think there's really anything else that is like important to get. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. Once again, let me explain what I'm going to do, right? I'm gonna get this rune. then I'm probably going to start working on the Odyssey rune. So then that's where I can begin the rune starring and stuff. And then probably what we'll do is I'll cut back after we max out Odyssey, which is probably going to be in around 7-8 hours, something like that. Then from there, I don't know, maybe we'll try some kind of different thing. Maybe we'll upgrade the Chromium level, you know, we'll end off by maxing, well, not maxing out, but like upgrading that bad boy a really lot. And then from there, I don't know, maybe I guess it's going to depend on what other things we get. Hold on a minute. What does Odyssey even give, right? So Kingslayer, Divinity, Prosperity, Immortality, Odyssey. It's going to be increasing rune bulk up to 10k. Then we're going to be getting another rune bulk boost of up to 50. And then we have another rune speed boost up to 50x. Alright. Then it seems like Destiny over here isn't going to be that difficult to get as well because it's NOTG. And I have a feeling that when we max out Odyssey over here, we might be able to go for Destiny immediately. Or maybe it's like a one rune in between. Wait, hold on. Let's have a look. So there is Odyssey and then there's Destiny. So yeah, we can't actually go for Destiny straight away. But anyways, as I said before, let me get started on the grinding and I will probably see you guys sometime at the end of the day where we'll end off the video by doing something different, you know, not just rune hatching, okay? Let's end off this video by doing something unique. And alright, finally, we are ending off this video by making some decent progression. I mean, as you guys can see, we have managed to do a lot of progression on the 5 million Royal Rune. You know, we managed to get Odyssey and as well Destiny. But as well, not only that, we were also able to max out Vanta, and yeah, apart from that though, I think I only did one other thing off camera, and that was going to be buying this secret rune back over here. Sorry, not the secret rune, the secret talent. Yeah, highly recommend you guys get this, because even though it doesn't sound like a lot, right? Like to the power of 0.01 extra rune bulk, well, yeah, I bought this upgrade like 3 more times. I had like 2 before, and it basically gave me like 100x rune speed boost. So yeah, for those of you guys that's AFK overnight and you end up saving like thousands and thousands of Robux tokens, highly recommend you get this. I think this might be actually one of the most broken Robux token talents in the game, or at least the second most best one, because then again, the one that you found in the talent tree, you know, the one that gave me like 5k rune speed, well yeah, maybe that one's better. But anyways, just to showcase that, you know, I did actually make some progression. Let's quickly go ahead and reset, and let's have a look, and let's see if I can actually go ahead and get myself my very next one. So if I'm not mistaken, the next one, you know, the next rune, hidden rune, whatever you want to call it, that we can get is going to be found over here. Now it shouldn't be too rare because it's like 1 in 15 DQG and I have like 1.1, so yeah, we should hopefully be getting it any second now. So let's see. Yes, we did just get it. Awesome. Let's just have a look at the stats just so then, you know, I can go ahead and showcase it. So it unlocks a new ticket perk, rune bulk, and tickets boost. Okay, and then what is this tickets multiply? So DQG, and it's going to be giving you a rune bulk upgrade. Okay, and it goes up to 75. Let's have a look at that. So right now 1.84 DQG RPS, and then when I press upgrade max, it's gonna go up to 25, and now we did around a 20 to 10x boost. Okay, that is very insane. Plus as well, keep in mind, by the way, since this rune over here is actually going to be giving me a tickets multiplier and rune bulk, the longer that I stand on here, then the quicker I'm going to be able to buy this upgrade, and I guess even the RPS by like alone is going to be upgrading. And then from there, once again, just like all the previous runes, the longer I stand here, the more OP I get. Basically how the whole progression that we've done up till now has basically been. But anyways, I did promise to you guys that I was going to be ending off this video by doing something different. So let's go ahead and do that, right? So if we head on over here to the polychrome rune and quickly open this up, right? We want to go ahead and get ourselves a bunch of these runes, so then that's where we can get a really good prisms multiplier. So let's see. TVT is going to be going up to NOTG. Okay, wow. And keep in mind, by the way, even the other ones are upgrading, like this one, the NOTG, and Actually, I think that's relatively it from this rune, but don't worry, there's a bunch of other runes that give prisms. For example, the crown over here gives us runes, so we might as well go ahead and get that. And as well, I believe over here there's one that increases prisms. Yes, there is, the elite. So let's go ahead and get this. So starting off with the 5 million royal. This is going to be going from NOTG all the way up to... Still basically NOTG. Okay, then again, I have been AFKing on this rune for probably days now. Or, well, actually, that's a lie. Probably around a day. So it does make sense that the Prism multiplier isn't going to go up that much on this rune. But what about the 5 million beginner? Like, this should go up relatively fast. And yes, we went all the way up to OCTG. That's really, really nice. And I think it's one of the final rooms that increase prisms. I mean, there is the Arctic and as well the Cairo. But yeah, apart from that though, there's nothing else that we can really get in order to upgrade prisms. So let's just quickly head on over to Arctic and I guess let's quickly max this out. So that is going to be the Cairo maxed out, or well, not really maxed out, just like it's kind of at like its limit at the moment. Then for the Arctic over here, this is also going to be relatively done. So let's see, TTG goes all the way up to QG. Awesome. Now, last few things that we can go ahead and do is that we're going to be upgrading the, what do you call these again? The icicles. So let's get this. And now this is going to be going up from NOVT to SXQG. Okay, so look at the prisms multiplier, right? QDDE all the way up to DVT. Nice. Now with all of that done and sorted, let's just quickly double check and, you know, make sure I don't have any talent tree upgrades that I missed out on. So is there anything over here? No. Can I go ahead and get this? Okay, I can actually go ahead and get the secret stats. Now, what was this? Was this Haze? Yeah, it was Haze. So I might as well go ahead and get the Hail secret stat because, you know, it does actually go ahead and upgrade prisms as well. Now, for those of you that don't know where the Hail secret stat is, you basically just need to come where the Cairo rune is, then jump down here. And yeah, this is where the Hail is going to be. Now we have that acquired. And then I guess because we might as well, you know, we can go ahead and do it. Let's quickly go ahead and get the loot one. So we just need to head on over back here through this little mini hole and we just need to jump onto this loot. Awesome. Now we finally arrived at, you know, I guess the important part of this video, which is, you know, going to be basically AFKing on the Chrome thingy until, yeah, I guess we get to... what's the goal going to be? Should we try getting level 750? I don't think we're going to reach it, to be honest. I think I'm getting a little bit, what's the word? Maybe like overconfident. Yeah, the 750 is quite a lot. That's literally basically double what I have right now. But hey, I mean, you never know. Maybe I get lucky. Yeah, let's start this time lapse, you know, to end of the video. I'll catch you guys once I guess we stop, pressing this comatose button. Yeah, whatever you call it. Okay, yeah, I did get a bit overconfident. We are still over 100 levels away from getting Chromium level 750, meaning that unfortunately in today's video, we are not going to be getting the Galactic rune. However, that is completely fine though, since in the end, there is still a lot of progression that is able to be done. For example, I have a feeling that I'm not going to showcase every single hidden rune. Like, listen, I've already done like what, 4 or 5 videos now on this like whole series, and I'm still like not even halfway through. Plus as well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, by the time that you see this video, which could be in maybe 4 days or 3 days or something, I am actually going to be on vacation, meaning that I'm not even going to be able to make a video, like I guess whatever the next part is going to be of this series. So I guess what I'm gonna do is, since the next one that we need to max out is Squid, maybe I'll go for whatever rune it's going to be in order to get level, you know, those extra 150 levels, so then that's how we can get level 750, which in this case is probably going to be somewhere around... Oh wait, hold on a minute, I need to turn off my auto clicker. It's probably going to be somewhere around Disarray, maybe Bolt, something like that. However, don't worry, if needs be, in the next video I will showcase exactly what each rune did, and of course I'll mention any maybe strategies that I use, because I know lots of you guys use my videos as like guides. But then again, as I've been doing this whole series, probably every single step that I do is going to be mentioned in this guide. So yeah, if needs be, I'll link this down in like the pinned comment, just so then you guys can actually go ahead and use this guide as well. But yeah, apart from that though, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, I'm gonna continue grinding. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.